Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a few weeks since I've picked up the camera. We had I forget what I was doing the one week, but pretty busy there. Had some meetings, some pack house meetings and things. But then last week we were out on the nursery side of our business with my brother, Bill, my mom, and we went out there for the Michigan Horticulture Show. So what goes on there is all the vendors come, and we actually have a booth there for our nursery side of the business, which again, my mom and brother and Bill are on that side of the business, and my dad and I tagged along just to see some of the new equipment out there and catch up with some people, just because they didn't have this event last year in person because of the COVID issues and whatnot. So it was good to see people get these events back in person and whatnot. So actually in Michigan is where Storage Control Systems is out of, in Sparta, Michigan, which is who built our CA storage. So it was nice catching up with them. It's always fun hanging out with that crew. But we're back here at the farm. I'm not sure what this video is gonna be about, but we'll kind of just wing it. So we're gonna check on the storage. My dad normally does the storage, but he's out of town today. So we've been having a lot of power outages, and it's been tripping some of the components with this chiller unit. This is a refrigeration unit, and I hear a pump running right now, so I'm not too concerned that things are screwed up. But let's just take a look in here on the screen, make sure our temps are all okay. We're running 4 rooms at 38 degrees, and then we got 2 rooms at 34. Let's just go on the kilowatts panel here. Let's get up the rooms. So you can see we have Snapdragon, First Pick Gala, Wild Twist, Evercrisp, more Gala, and Honeycrisp. So we got some temps and some of the parameters of our oxygen and CO2. Let's just check on the chiller. Everything seems to be okay. This is some of the temps. Nitrogen machine's kicking on. So we'll just quick throw on the lights so you can see and hear what that looks like, give you a little update. They're all on motion, so we've been throwing that breaker off. My dad's been throwing that breaker off, so when people drive by that door, it doesn't flick these on always, since we're not working in here right now. But we got the Fendt parked inside. This is a truck bay for the rooms, but there's a cooler, there's a coil up there, so we can actually have this just cold air in here. So this isn't CA fruit, so there's regular oxygen here. It's not long term, but we got some fruit in here. Actually, this fruit is some processed fruit. So we don't normally aim to have processed fruit, but the processed market's pretty good this year, just because there's been a shortage of apples on the East Coast with some freezes and some weather issues. So these are lined up to go for process, and not sure when they'll be shipped out, but they're just kind of hanging out there right now. We picked these into our plastic bins. We were running out of plywood, and these get hauled out of here on a flatbed, so that's why we run the plastics there. So all these rooms are locked up. If you remember one of those videos, this is where we were unloading the Snapdragon, which this is the room we got the Snapdragon out the other day to take to the pack house in the video, and we resealed it up. There's a different grower's fruit in there, so that's sealed up again, so that way it can last good for them, and whenever they want their fruit, we can unlock that again. So you just want to make sure you turn off the right one. This is a big air compressor, which uses air to make nitrogen, which you pump nitrogen into the rooms to get the oxygen out. The apples are breathing, so they're breathing off CO2. So this is the carbon dioxide scrubber. These are like a charcoal bath. The air comes through these charcoal baths, filters out the CO2, and puts fresh, clean air back into the room. The rooms are so tight, so normal, the CO2 can't escape. So you need to do that, otherwise you'll have a spike in CO2 and then the apples can't properly respirate and you almost suffocate them with their own air. It's like a human getting locked in a cube with no air allowed in. So you'd be exhaling CO2 and you'd be using up all your oxygen and you'd pass out and then slowly, you know, that's all I'm gonna say with that. So just check out a little bit what's going on here. So our bin barn here at this farm, this is our home bin barn. This holds about a quarter. This holds about a quarter of the bins that we grow. So you can see it's just about full. We try to fill this one first. That way, when the weather gets crappy, we can just shuttle them up from the pack house into that other bin barn where we put the new concrete floor in. So, got straddles in there parked under cover. Like I said, the Fendt was in there, so so it stays dry. Looks like we got Reggie out there doing some tile patching. We tiled that field like old style, so that went east and west. It doesn't go up the orchard rows, and some of the tiles actually a little shallow, so when we came through to plant that budwood block, we actually sliced through the tile with the planter. Not ideal, so kind of got a mess, and it's nice weather this week for December, so he's getting that patched up. My brother was working there with him. So if you look at my thermometer there, 60 degrees, December 16th. So pretty warm for this time of year. The air's dry, so we're gonna swing into the grain site. We're gonna check the moistures in the bin and see how the grain's storing. So we got both bins here full of beans. Let's climb up and take a look. Heck of a view from up here. Got the shop over there, CA storage over there. And I'm gonna climb up here. Got some of the tree grading buildings, some of the houses up there, and then the regular storage there. So the auger for filling the bins I got tied up over there, especially in these windstorms. We cleaned the lid of the tops of these bins off best we could. That way we don't have material rotting on there. But I keep my moisture meter right here, so I don't have to keep carrying it up one-handed, but it keeps dying on me. So unfortunately I broke the battery thing off of my moisture sampler, but I'm hoping with this rubber band pinching on the ground there, it's gonna stay in there. It's kind of cheap how this is built, but it's what I have. And then I got some tile tape over this, but it's not real great. So this is our moisture meter. Let's just turn this on. Works, so that's good. We're gonna select the product soybeans, Empty cell, hold upright and still. So I just set it there. And you can see the bin is cored in the center. We've already taken some beans out of there. Now it wants me to fill the cell. So I just reach in with my hand and I grab, not the top layer, I just get a few inches below. And I do it on the highest part of the bin because the moisture is going to be at the highest point. So really what I'm looking for is to make sure the moisture is not too high so we can send it to the elevator. So it's reading the cell. So that's saying 16.7, 49 degrees. So it's a little wetter than I was hoping. Let's just do another sample to make sure. This I have reading higher than normal. So let's make sure we got another one there. It's a 1/2 higher. So that one's 15.9, so it's 15.5 is the actual. 14%, so pretty wet. I'm gonna close that bin up. We got really good temperature and relative humidity right now, so I'm just gonna run air through that. Now this bin hopefully is better. We were running the fan on this one the other day. Here we got our stirs. And this is the drying bin, so hopefully we can get a better sample here. The bin's leveled off, so it should be better. It already feels to me that this is drier grain. There's usually like a little tube to fill this and level it off, but I dropped it in the combine about 4 years ago and it kind of got ruined, so I just do it by hand now. So we're still 16.9. It's unfortunate. So I've determined I'm going to turn the stirs on. I'm going to run the fan. And we're not going to haul any beans. So we ended up running that stir auger and the fans on that bin for that day. And then the next morning, actually, someone who helps us out a lot with hauling the grain, he came and got a load that morning. And it was kind of nice to get a verification of the moisture. So I'll just show you. I got an app on my phone through the company we sell the beans through. We work with DeLong, and it's nice because it's live. I can see the tickets when he gets unloaded, the moisture, the test weight, and all that. So you can see here on my phone, soybeans, that was his gross weight, tare weight, total weight of actual soybeans for Waffler Farms. The moisture was 13.9. That was the gross bushels. So I can go on here and then look at some of the other ones. The test weight, which was a little bit lower than I'd like, and the moisture. So that's good. Now we know everything in that bin's in good condition, and we're gonna store that and just kind of watch the market as the price goes up and down. And there's about 4 more loads in that bin to market. So that's going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and hope everyone has a good Christmas, and we'll catch up with you a week after Christmas. Thanks.